Yo, what's up, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So, in today's story time, I'm talking about something that I did when I was 15 years old. Now, let me start this off by saying, don't ever do this, ever. It's not okay. It was a really bad idea. As a matter of fact, don't do most of the things I talk about in this story time and in many of my story times. So this story time takes place when I was 15, like I said, okay? This all started off as a normal day. I woke up super early for school. I got up, got ready for school, went to school, and for the most part, the day was pretty normal. But then I got to last period, okay? And I got through the whole last period class, and I was finally done for the day with school. I was excited. I left class super quickly. I fast walked to my locker. I grabbed my stuff out of my locker, and I started heading towards my bus. And there was this kid that I went to school with. Let's just call him Chris, okay? Now, Chris was always super mean to almost everybody he knew in school for whatever reason. I have no idea why he was so mean to everybody, but this dude was like the definition of like your classic high school bully type of guy. So I'm walking out of school and I have all my stuff. I have some stuff in my hands as well. I had a binder in my hands and a book. Now, for some reason, there was a traffic cone on the side of the sidewalk outside of my school. And as I'm walking by it, I feel somebody push me and I fly into this traffic cone and fall down and drop my books. And I look up and sure enough, it's Chris. And I was like, yo, why would you do that, dude? Like, what the hell? He's like, it was funny. I want to see if you fall. So I got up and I threw my binder at him and I hit him in the shoulder and he got super mad and he got up in my face and started threatening to fight me. And of course, with that, a bunch of people started forming around us because they thought there was about to be a fight. And then I hear a security guard yell like, hey, break it up. So after that, we all just split up and went to our buses. We didn't fight. Nothing else happened after that. I just grabbed my binder off the sidewalk and went to my bus. And I get on the bus and I sit in the back seat. And I'm just sitting there listening to music. And I was so mad. Like, I don't know, I felt like a fool, dude. I fell in front of everybody. Like, people laughed at me. And that dude's just such a jerk. Like, all the time. He was always so mean to everybody. So I'm like, all right, bro. Like, I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to go on with my day. I have no reason to get mad about this. Like, he's just a troll. I don't care. So I go home. I finish out the whole rest of that night just, playing video games. I was working on some video stuff on my computer. Not really doing a whole lot that night. And the next day comes along, and I get up. I have the same routine. I get ready for school. I go to school. And I get through that entire day for the most part. And then I get to my second to last period class. And in that class, I sat right next to somebody that Chris really likes. It was this girl that he had a huge crush on. He asked her out before. She said no. And even though she made it clear to him that they are just friends, anytime anybody ever talked to her, like in any kind of flirtatious way, he would get really offended and like go start threatening them and get up in their face and stuff. He was just an angry individual, okay? So the teacher assigns people to pair up in groups and to work together. So me, this girl that Chris liked, and this other girl all paired up. And we were all friends. We had been friends for the entire year. Like, we all had that class together. We would always pair up when we had stuff to do. So we were just friends. And we're working together, and one of Chris's friends in the back of the room saw us working together, and he texted Chris a photo of us working together. And you're probably like, Austin, how do you know he did that? Well, after that class, I was walking to my next class, and sure enough, I feel somebody push me, and I don't fall this time, and I turn around, and not to my surprise, it was Chris. And I'm like, yo, why you pushing me again? He's like, bro, why are you hanging out with her, huh? Why are you hanging out with my girl? And he shows me a photo of me, this girl, and another girl all working together on this class project, like literally 20 minutes ago. So I'm like, all right, bro, first of all, she's not your girl. Like, don't go around saying that. Like, you guys are just friends. Second of all, me and her are friends. Like, me, her, and that other girl all work together all the time in that class, like on projects. So I don't know what you're mad about. And he's like, nah, bro, my boy told me you guys were flirting. Like, I know you were trying to flirt with her. Like, don't even try, man. You got no chance. So I got really mad because I wasn't trying to flirt with her. And also, once again, there was a crowd forming around us because they thought there was about to be a fight or something. And I got really angry because he was just making a fool of me. So I said something a little bit petty. I was like, yeah, I have no chance? Well, I know for a fact that you have no chance. Didn't you ask her out recently? And what'd she say? Oh, yeah, no. And everybody just went silent. And he looked so angry. And that was kind of mean of me to say, okay? Like, I don't really like that I said that. It was pretty petty and just, stooping to his level. I would never recommend doing that, but I was just really upset at the time and young, and I didn't really have good self-control of my words in the moment. So yeah, after I say that, a lot of people went silent, and he did as well, and he got real red in the face, super angry. And of course, like a second later, he pushed me super hard. I almost fell over, and he started running towards me to try and throw punches at me and start a fight. But he didn't get very far. Like, the second he started running towards me to throw a punch, I see him just get launched backwards by his backpack. It was our history teacher. He pulled him by his backpack all the way back towards him and was like, hey, go to class. and everybody broke up at that point, went to class, and so did I. And I went through the rest of that school day thinking that was the end of it. I'm like, whatever, like Chris will probably continue to mess with me, but whatever, that's the end of that. And I get home and I think that's it, right? I'm like, all right, nothing else can happen today. But sadly, I was wrong. I went on my computer and I see that I have a notif on Facebook, and I click the notif, and it's him posting on my wall to all of my friends and all of my family a photo of me, well, not me, but my face, horribly photoshopped onto somebody in the hospital. And the post said, "This is what you're going to look like tomorrow when I'm done with you." So when he posted this, my entire family could see it. My friends could see it. I was getting text messages from people from my family, my friends. They were all worried, like saying, "Oh, am I going to get into a fight tomorrow? Like, are you going to fight Austin? What is this?" So I messaged Chris. I'm like, "Yo, can you just delete that? Like, it's so petty to do that." And he's like, "Nah, bro. I want everyone to see what's about to happen tomorrow." I'm like, all right, dude, whatever, and I block him. And at this point, I was so over Chris. I was so mad at like everything he was doing. So I decided to go on this website that I was a part of where people's passwords get posted to it. If they leak, as long as you have their email or their full name, you can look up to see if their password's been leaked. So me, being super angry at Chris and just fed up with it, I got really mad and I went on my nerd shit and I looked up his name and his phone number and his email and all this stuff. And I found his password on this website. It was leaked. So from that point on, I'm not proud to say this, but I hacked his Facebook. I got into his Facebook. I got into his Twitter. I got into his other Facebook account. He had 2. And I deleted his post off my wall so people would stop worrying about it and replying to it. And also, I posted a status on Chris's Facebook. And the status said, "My name is Chris and I smell like ass." Now, that is the most immature thing I've probably ever done in my entire life. But I can't lie, when I was 15, it felt pretty damn good. So I did it, I logged out, I didn't go back on his account anymore, and that's what I thought was the end of it. But the next day, I walk into school, and I get called to the office immediately, to the principal's office. And I go up there, and Chris is sitting there, and the principal's there, and my principal looks at me and goes, "Austin, please take a seat." And I sit down, my principal goes, "Austin, did you hack Chris's Facebook yesterday? Did you get into his account and post stuff?" I'm like, yeah, I did. Yeah, I just admitted it because there was no point in lying about it. Like, I definitely did it. So I said yes, and the principal goes, "Austin, like, we don't tolerate that stuff here. Like, you can't be hacking into people's private accounts. Like, that's a total breach of privacy. Please don't do that stuff on or off school grounds." And I replied, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't do it on school grounds." And my principal was like, "I know, but still, like, we can't trust you to be on our computers right now. Like, we're taking away your computer privileges for 2 weeks." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, I can't lie, I thought they were going to try and suspend me or, like, you know, get me in serious trouble, but because it was off school grounds, they couldn't do a whole lot. But because I admitted to doing it, they just didn't trust me very much. They kept me off computers for 2 weeks. But after my principal told me that they were taking away my computer privileges for 2 weeks at school, my principal looked at Chris and was like, "And Chris, I appreciate you coming up here and being honest with me about what Austin did to your Facebook, but you're not completely innocent either. I've heard from a teacher and a security guard that you've put your hands on Austin twice, you've pushed him twice this week, and one of the times you almost started a fight." And he's like, "Yeah, I did." Which honestly surprised me. I thought he was going to lie about it, but he said like he did it, and the principal was like, "All right, well, you're getting 2 days of lunch detention." And I can't lie. I feel like my punishment was better than his. Like, not being able to go on the school computers for 2 weeks, like when I could just use my phone, wasn't that big of a deal, but lunch detention sucked. Like, you had to eat lunch with the principal. It was not fun. But yeah, in the end, Chris stopped messing with me completely, which was nice, and pretty much the rest of that year was pretty normal when it came to Chris. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the story time. I thought this was a pretty interesting one. Moral of the story is, don't bully people and don't hack people. Definitely not a good idea to do either. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace. Cut ties, move to LA on a bus ride.